Hi again, thanks for visiting our channel. Today we're going to be talking about another situation that might come up for a typical home seller, possibly just a homeowner as well, but most of our content is going to be geared towards questions that might come up for someone looking to sell their home now or in the future, to prepare for a sale, or just deal with homeowner issues that might come up on a daily basis. As always, if you like this content, please give the channel a like. Feel free to share it or subscribe if you'd like to be notified of new videos like this coming on. So today our issue that came up, and it'll come up on the screen, is we've got a home seller that had some work done that needed to be permitted, but it wasn't permitted. And so the transaction was going along, they have an accepted offer, and the buyer is now asking for a receipt of the work completed. So as you can imagine, this comes up fairly often in different ways. It can be that work was completed and they're looking for a receipt that the owner can't provide, or in this case, it was electrical work that was done that needed a permit but wasn't done with a permit. So I guess first off, why would somebody do that? Right? It happens pretty often, like I said, and it can be for a variety of reasons. Number one, your cost can go up, right? So if you're hiring, in this case, an electrician, $100, $200 an hour, and they've got to make extra trips to the department, make a visit for a rough inspection, for a final inspection. Maybe the inspector doesn't show up one day, they lose a half a day, and of course the permits have costs themselves. So that might be one of the reasons, but more often it's just the work was done and it wasn't permitted for whatever reason. How do you get around that? In this case, the owner was very confident that the work was done properly because this was a special case. It was a very accomplished electrician, but he had retired and so was doing the work on his own. And so the seller was panicking and asking, should they get out of the sale? And the advice we gave was absolutely not. Don't get out of the sale. This should be pretty easily fixable in a variety of ways. So I guess the first suggestion that we gave to them is always honesty is the best policy, right? So in this case, what they should do is just explain to the buyer, hey, we had an electrician do it. He didn't pull a permit, and where do we go from here? The buyer might be satisfied with that answer, or they might want to have it inspected themselves by an inspector, or have their own electrician look at it. Or it's possible that they might want an electrician at the owner's expense to come in and certify the work, pull the permit and certify the work. Now, when you go to the town and there's been work done without a permit, there's a couple of ways around that. Sometimes they'll let you just pull the permit and pay an extra fee. You might pay 2 or 3 times what the original fee was because you pulled it late. They may want to open it back up and look at it before they'll certify it. But in this case, there should be several ways to satisfy the buyer, if they're reasonable, and the seller. But it all starts with communication, explaining the situation to them, which in this case is very reasonable. Hey, we had a very professional electrician do it, but didn't pull a permit. How can we make you comfortable with this outcome? And that instead of losing a sale, this might be a good way to open that line of communication with the buyer and make sure that the deal proceeds forward. So again, we'll do these periodically, and if you have any questions that might come up, feel free to reach out to us, and we might do a video on that as well. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.